Cause I played Brett in college.
He beat you.
Why you bring that up?
What was your first time in Wisconsin like?
Confusing. Coach O was like, I know who was there, so just tell me. And he got up there. Ron Wolf said, a lot of you guys probably won't be here next year because I'm trying to win a Super Bowl.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Milwaukee Uncut, where we sit down with NFL Hall of Famer LeRoy Butler and Three Sheeps founder Grant Pauly. It's a good one. This is part one. LeRoy had so much to say. I guess he was sitting over there. LeRoy had so much to say that we'll be back for another good part two. On this one, we've got LeRoy's draft story and his first trip to Wisconsin. That's a good one. Also told some stories about the Majic Man. And he had some absolutely legendary Brett Favre and Reggie White stories on this part. And they talk about Wisconsinitis. They have partnered together. We got an awesome sign right here. Got an actual can over here as well. There's LeRoy on the cover. So Grant, who's the founder of Three Sheeps, and LeRoy teaming up on an edition of Wisconsinitis. So we touched on that as well. It's a fun episode. Thanks again for tuning into Milwaukee Uncut. And please subscribe if you have not already. We got a lot of great Milwaukee and Wisconsin content coming up. Today, we've got an NFL Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion.
Just say your friend. You don't need to
brilliant chef.
Now we're talking.
Owner of Leap Vodka, host of the Leap 36 podcast.
Now we're talking. Yeah.
I love this guy, not because he shows up 40 minutes late.
Allegedly.
But because he's highly entertaining, kind, terrified of elevators. I love that about you. And hates when people don't order right when they show up to a restaurant.
It's a pet peeve.
It's a pet peeve for me too.
If we go out to eat, the four of us, whose idea it is, no matter since Rich, it's your idea, we're gonna go whatever, and you send it to all of us. I research the menu when I get it from you. I already know what I want.
Yeah, because if she comes and introduces herself, or him, you don't know when she's coming back. You got to put that food order in right away. Would you
like drinks first? No, I would like to order. Get the drinks whenever.
Well, how bad is it when people don't even know their drink order the first time she comes? You can't do it.
Those people, I put like an asterisk next to their name. I don't go out to eat with them.
They ain't getting invited anymore. No.
Nope.
No. Nope. Then we got LeRoy Butler on the show. I didn't even say your name. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, I always love being here. You know,
we love having you. And
there's Grant.
And we've got Grant Pauly. I got an intro for you. Founder of Three Sheeps. Took it from zero about 13 years ago to one of the largest craft breweries in Wisconsin, now brewing 15,000 barrels a year. To put that into context, LeRoy, that is about 5 million cans of beer, which leads us to our first trivia question. Did Brett, Frank, and Chewy drink over or under 5 million cans of beer in the 90s? In the 90s.
It's still going on, though.
I think Brett's sober.
Well,
allegedly.
You can still drink without getting, like, when you played in the 90s. They probably did way over it, allegedly.
Way over 5 million cans for those three. You
wouldn't know it, though, because all we did was laugh. You just didn't know it.
And you won a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very important.
All right, Grant.
What is the founder? I thought you was like an intern at Three Sheeps. You the founder?
We do a lot of things.
He looks young, doesn't he? He's got a full head of hair.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that about him. Most of you meet guys in his position, let's be honest, they're not laid back and nice guys. They're more narcissistic people you've ever seen. I mean, Grant's a nice guy, man. So I like hearing you got more to say about him.
He's nice, good at making beer, smart. Had a stint at Google for a little while. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Very short stint, but
very short stint. We got an intelligent member here on the podcast today.
Very.
I know you were a good student too over there.
I was a career 2.0 student.
I wasn't very far ahead of you.
Shout out to all my teachers though. But hey, man, I'm impressed.
Well, thanks.
Yeah,
it's been fun.
Just nice, man.
Google poured concrete and now beer. That's good times.
Yeah, man, you're a real man. You're doing real man stuff. That's cool. I never did real man stuff.
No, me either. I'm the
football
least
doesn't
handy
count,
guy
yeah.
ever.
brothers.
Bree is the
We're
handy one in
brothers.
our relationship. Yeah, that's why I like you two. I forgot that in the intro. If you have not been to Three Sheeps yet, amazing brewery up in Sheboygan and in
amazing.
Milwaukee on the east side. They're in the triple tap room with Door County and Hacienda, and they've got really good food over there. So
Great
if you want to
food.
try, go down the line and drink a bunch of different beers like I enjoy doing, make sure to check out the triple tap room. Been in there for about coming up on a year.
Almost a year.
Almost
Yeah.
a year.
Very nice.
Almost a year on Milwaukee's east side. Grant, thanks for coming down.
Thanks
today.
for having me.
Always good to see you as well. I just need to get this out of the way, LeRoy. Then we can move on. In Thanasis' episode, who Tim and Tony do a great job, by the way. But
Yes.
you said you put me on ice for 3 months after calling me back right away. It was 9 months. I looked back.
That's not
It was from January
But-
January last year, and I think you came on in October.
Shout out to
November.
you though, reading the room and just going with the joke. Some people are, no, it wasn't. It was the. No, you was like laughing. It was funny.
So you were kind to me by saying it was only 3 months instead.
Yeah, I
of
wanted to
9.
say
so you,
3
you actually
years,
actually were gassing me up a little bit. You were good.
We
You were
can
good.
edit that out. No, leave it in.
Grant, how long did it take you to get a call back from LeRoy?
Well, we were joking about that last night, and yeah, he called me to set something up, and I called him right back and pushed right to voicemail. He screened my call instantly. So yeah, someone's
No.
got an MO.
Oh, so he big timed you.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Remember, I told you I have an AI company, August Allen. If your name don't pop up, it's robocall. Sometimes you get past robocall and come through, but mine will kick you out because if you don't have a name pop up, no.
It
when-
didn't even recognize the founder of one of the largest craft
No.
breweries in Wisconsin.
And this is right after he had called me. You know,
No.
that's
Oh,
my
come on, it
favorite
was
part.
right
I called him first.
That means he didn't save your phone
didn't.
number.
No.
He called
It
right
was-
back.
It was gonna be a one and done. You know?
If you want-
He called rap. I called. Maybe he ghosted me. See?
Oh, 100%. I was having dinner with my family. I
See?
don't know this number.
Hey, thank you. So it's fair. So when you call back, so you can pick up now when people are leaving a voicemail. And I was driving. I never text and drive. I don't do that. So I'm like, okay. You can read what, like when you get home, it'll read the message to you. So I called him back, and but yeah, but now his name is in there, and so is yours, by the way.
No way.
But your producer, I don't have his number because you wouldn't. I don't think he has a flip phone, right?
He's got a flip phone. Yeah, one of the razors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even a
The
crazy
razor.
No, Cody's very technologically savvy. He's up to date on all the
Okay.
stuff.
Is
Yeah.
it Cody with an I or a Y?
Why?
Good. Because I got.
CODY for all
know
the
some
viewers
Codys with
wondering
an
how to
I.
spell Cody's name today.
Why do I?
All right. Well, we got the draft coming up in Green Bay.
Yes.
LeRoy, what was the draft like when you got drafted back in 1990, I believe?
This April 22nd, I'm having a party at the Bridgewater in Bayview.
No, I love
And
that place.
we're going to get some Wisconsinitis there too, for sure. That'll actually be one of the first time we're going to launch it. But it'll be 35 years when I got drafted.
Wow.
And I don't think people realize what's going to happen in this state when the draft comes. Because to me, it's two babies that the NFL loves. Super Bowl, draft, because it's just revenue. So to get it in the smallest market is, I'm doing like a documentary on all 4 or 5 days that I'm doing stuff. And people still don't believe it because they don't really know anything about like Three Sheeps. They don't know anything about Wisconsinitis. They don't know anything about our local brands. They don't know anything about Uncut, but they're about to find out. And that's what I think that's what gives me goosebumps about it. Because I like to go into a room and people have to learn who I am so I can get to know them. If they already know, there's no excitement. But to know that on your way up to Green Bay and you on 43, you can get off on Sheboygan and have a great time at Three Sheeps. That's amazing. So, but the last thing I'll say about that, to wrap up your question, the feeling, nobody knows how many people are going to be here. You know, I've heard people say Detroit had 700,000. I don't believe that. I heard this. No, let's just go with a conservative 100,000 people that don't live here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you already got people that live here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of people in itself. So if it's 200,000 people, they all don't live in Green Bay. People are going to be living in other areas. But if you're a young man and you get that phone call, it changed your life. It does. It changes your life. And for me, growing up in poverty, that was like, is this really happening? Because that was my goal as a kid, to play in the NFL to get my mom out of poverty. So it actually happened. And not only God is good, but when you have anxiety, depression, you get bullied, you don't have any friends, you don't go to any sleepovers, you hear no, no, no all the time, no, no, no. I have a program called One Yes. Be somebody's one yes that you don't know. You can do it to you guys, because I know you guys. But imagine meeting somebody and you have no idea who they are. And they've heard no all day, but you gave them that one yes. And that was Florida State University. That was the Green Bay Packers. They called me on a rotary phone. None of you guys were born when that happened. This 1990, there's no internet. There's no, the map, you had to go through maps to go places, and your uncle said, yeah, take Route 14 and make a left here. I'm like, I just tell me how to get there. None of that. And full disclosure, I was a Cowboy fan growing up. I'm thinking the Cowboys going to draft me. I really did. Drew Pearson was my hero, and I always wanted to play for the Cowboys because you're down south. But my uncle was sitting there. My aunt is from Aurora, Illinois. So my uncle married into the family. They were all Bear fans. So he was sitting over there. He said, I hope you go to the Bears because I don't like the Packers. And the Packers called. And I never left since. I love Wisconsin. I do.
What was your first time in Wisconsin like?
Confusing. Because I'm on the plane.
Oh, good. You're telling the airplane story?
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a good one. Yeah.
This is shocking, though. I mean, I think about this. My girlfriend, we left Jacksonville, Florida, Duval County. It was 84 degrees. So I had on some shorts and like a T-shirt. She had on a skirt. There's like a skirt with shorts underneath it, just for creepy guys won't see stuff, you know. So, you know, and I was like, why do girls have, so we can get on the swing. I said, what swing? Well, you're on the swing. And she said, never mind. It's just a skirt. She was telling me what she was wearing. I said, oh, that's appropriate. It's got to be 84 degrees in Wisconsin.
It's May.
Yeah, it's May 2nd. I'm like, it's got to be warm. We're on the plane, and the pilot says, a beautiful day in Green Bay. The wind is coming from the north. It's a beautiful 17 degrees. And I tell people how that movie, The Exorcist, she turned her head all the way around. What the? She yelled at me because she asked me what to wear. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what a cool front is or whatever. And some guy gets up, gives me his Packer jacket. His wife gives my girl her jacket. I said, these the nicest fans ever. And they didn't even know who we were. It was just, when he made that announcement, they could see us freaking out. Like, oh, what are we going to do? We got to find somewhere to get a coat and some pants and something. But when I got that jacket, and then when I got to the airport, it was 1,000 people. Everybody got on green and gold. The dog got on a green and gold sweater. Grandma got earrings of cheese. I was like, man, these fans are amazing. Because I didn't know nothing about the culture or nothing. I'd never been in the Midwest. I didn't know. But it's amazing.
You played first couple years with Majic Man, right?
Whoa. The Majic Man was a brand that was new to me. Because I'm used to Florida State. Deion Sanders taught us about your brand. Because his was prime time. So, and Terrell Buckley had a brand. Martin Mayhew had a brand. And I had a brand. So I kind of got it. But when I got there, the Majic Man was, maybe he had posters. He got this one poster, and he got like a tuxedo on. And it's like, it was a big deal. And then 89, he throws a pass to Sharp, and, you know, to beat Chicago, and they're just a ascending team now. Lindy Infante is the coach. So I'm thinking, man, this guy's a big deal. And Majic, Don Majickowski had the best mullet haircut other than Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt got the best mullet. It ain't close. That movie's amazing. I've never seen a guy with a mullet before. I'm from Florida. Never seen this. It was like, but I like the brand, and he was just so amazing in and out of the pocket. But what changed was we didn't win very many games, 1990. But it wasn't my fault. I had nothing to do with that. I just played. They got to get better players.
You were rook.
Yeah, right. I don't know. 91, we were 4-12. And they were like, we're getting a new coach. No, we're getting a new GM. I said, oh boy. We had just beat Minnesota. We just beat Minnesota. It's the last game in 91, after the 91 season. And Ron Wolf walks in. I'm like, and Lindy Infante's talking to us. It's our exit meetings before you break out to exit meetings. The head coach is addressing, we just beat Minnesota. Guys, you'll get your off-season programs, break out into exit meetings with your position coach, and you go through like what's your off-season weight, in-season weight, your diet, don't get arrested, don't smoke weed, don't snort cocaine, don't do none of this stuff, don't go watch whales in the Amazon, don't ride motorcycles. That's those speeches, which everything guys do anyway. Not me. Not me. He got up there. Ron Wolf said, a lot of you guys probably won't be here next year because I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. And he left. There was no mic drop. That wasn't in yet. It's like, he left. I said, this is a joke, right? He just left. So I said to myself, Self, you a second round pick, you ain't going nowhere. Because there's a lot of hyperbole and how my whole, but I thought this is real life. On a fast track, Lindy Infante is fired, brings in Mike Holmgren. I've never heard of this guy. I just know somebody said he was offensive coordinator with Joe Montana and they won a Super Bowl. That'd be a good coach. So being that, Grant, you're gonna learn this, I'm the nosiest guy in America, probably in the universe. I said, I gotta go meet this guy. Nobody was coming up to meet him. It was like, so I go up to meet him, it's very nice. And then they were like, we gotta get us a new quarterback. I said, whoa. The quarterback's Majic Man, right? I mean, am I missing something? Because he was still on the team. Nope, I heard that they were calling the Falcons. Why? Well, they want Brett Favre. Because I played Brett in college.
He beat you.
Why you bring that up? Wow. See, this is the part where we're going to edit that out and no one says.
Big upset, right?
Huge upset.
Going to FSU, huh?
We had on white jerseys. They had on black jerseys. They were the ones supposed to be tired, But them boys from Mississippi, man, they let mosquitoes bite them. They don't even hit the mosquitoes. They tough guys, man. You know, we're like, oh my God, can we get some spray? Mosquitoes. And that was in my home city, Jacksonville, Florida. And to this day, Brett still reminds me. And it's like, and I was blitzing, and he threw a pass over my fingers, and the guy scored. He still brings it up. I'm like, dude, let it go, man.
So you knew who he was,
Yeah.
but most people didn't.
Nope, no idea. Because again, he played at Southern Miss. They had him as a preseason Heisman candidate. All your schools do that, and you know he wasn't going to win. And he's not the one for a lot of bright lights. He just wants to play. But what happened, he was third string down there in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I think they had Billy Joe Tolliver, Chris Miller and Billy Joe Tolliver, I think. Ron Wolf said, hey, man, I want to give you a first-round pick for your third-string guy. I said, what? Mathematically, if you look in the books, you can't make that trade. It don't make sense. Because they have these books, if I give you a 6, it's worth a 5th. Those analytics, no. He told the GOAT, Bob Harlan, I want to do this. Bob said, do it. It changed the complexion. Brett comes in, the Majic Man hurt his shoulder. Brett goes in against Cincinnati and throws a dime to Kendrick Taylor. And we beat Cincinnati, and Brett was the starter from out. And that's when it started to take that trajectory of being a very successful organization. After winning the first 2 Super Bowls, it was a 30-year drought till when we got back to the Super Bowl. Amazing.
Last time you told the story of when you and Brett dumped a bucket of ice on Reggie while he was taking a shit in the locker room. That was good. The fans loved that one. Are there any other? You got any other? Can you give me one more Brett Favre prank story?
I got tons.
We need one today.
He's probably cringing right now. But to think about, we don't call him Brett, though. Nobody has real names in the locker room. You have a nickname or a branded name. Mine was Roy Lee. If anybody done walking around one of my team, Roy Lee, they never call me LeRoy or Leroy. Whichever. It's like an altered reality person. But we call him Crew. Crew is from Longest Yard, which was Burt Reynolds' quarterback. So we call him Crew. And he always have the plugs of how to get over. So it's 3 or 4 people that are off limits who you play jokes on. Obviously, Reggie should be one. The head coach and your roommate, which is Frank Winters. You just don't prank those guys. But I always was the diva of the team. And I said, man, how do you get dressed so fast? Because everybody got to wait when you get in and out the shower. Guys are playing cards, waiting, because all 80 guys can't get in there. He gave me the plug. He said, well, you do know that the coach's locker room is always empty. I go use the bathroom in there. That's why they never got him back with the water, because he would go in the coach's locker room. So I used to go in the coach's locker room, take me a shower, use the bathroom in peace. They had that aqua velvet in there. I told that story. You put that stuff on your face. It's like the kid from Home Alone, man. But they had all the good deodorant and everything, and then I'm out. Because they say, man, Brett's dangerous. I said, what do you mean? He's playing a joke. I said, who he getting? Lee Rimmel. Lee Rimmel's our guy. Lee Rimmel is the guy that, when I'm going to meet with Madden and Pat Summerall, he's the guy that takes this. He's the nicest guy. But he loved Lee Rimmel, and so do I. So he said, well, we're going to change up Lee's, what he has to read to the media, he's gonna change it. I said, you can't do that. Why not? I said, what time you gonna do it again? But you can't do that. What time you doing it? Because you know he was coming in the locker room at like 12:18. So you got to get in and out. So Brett get in. Lee. He doesn't check it because he's very methodical. The media is waiting. He got to go like set precedent on, okay, LeRoy's over here, Reggie's over here, this. And when Lee just kind of almost like Anchorman, whatever you put in front of him, he'll read it. Don't do that, guys. I love that movie because I'm a big Will Ferrell guy. So Lee doesn't really get it yet. Either he was in on it or he didn't get it. LeRoy's not speaking today. Brett's hurt and Reggie White's out for 6 weeks. He read that real quick. And he was like, what's going on? So the 3 All-Pros are out. I think we was playing Minnesota, too. It was a big game. I was on the floor because the media was scrambling, like, where are these guys? And you saw Lee, which is classic. Lee Rumble was okay with it. He took a joke. Because anybody else, he would have wanted to find him. Because you don't touch, because he has to read this stuff. But he likes to be on time. He just started reading it. And then once he realized, because it's always us 3 first, where either Brett's going to be downstairs in the press area or at his locker. He'll tell them where to go. And he said we were out and we weren't playing. I still laugh about that, man. This guy just, because we played a whoopee cushion. You ever heard of a whoopee cushion?
Yeah, the fart bags. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, where do you find that? Man, you go to Spencer's.
Spencer's Gifts.
You go to, where'd you get the fart spray? They got that too. I'm like, well, what are you doing? Well, I want to put it under the head coach's seat. So when he sit down, it'll make that wet fart sound. Oh, thanks. This guy's brilliant, man. We need to donate his brain to the Smithsonian because he's always come up with these best stuff.
So did he get Holmgren?
Yeah. Allegedly. These stories are all, you can't do that, dude. So the whoopee cushion was a good one to Coach Holmgren. Because he don't want nobody touching his chair. You put it under there. So, but the problem was, I apologize. Yeah. The problem was when we all ran, my flip-flops, all our flip-flops has our number on it. So I ran so fast I was laughing. He didn't know who it was. And I left my flip-flop behind. Coach Holmgren was like, I know who was there, so just tell me. And so Brett was sitting to my left, and Chewy was sitting to my right. I said, Coach, I ain't had nothing to do with it. And I'm pointing at Brett and Chewy, but not at me. He just bust out laughing. He said, I know who did it. The only guy got guts enough to do this on me is the crew. I said, hey, I don't know. But we still laugh about stuff like that, man. That guy was amazing. Yeah. What you was going to ask me?
Well, so, I mean, the mid-'90s, it seemed like the team just had so much energy. You know, like the pranks, was there that before, Brett? Like, were you guys doing as many pranks? Like, was it as much fun?
Oh, that's a platinum
on
question.
And off?
Yes, but not to the level of made us close. Because it's almost like Andre Rison, to me, is one of my best teammates because he's a storyteller. We had about 15 of those guys for the Super Bowl that we would come in the locker room and they would just tell stories of, see, I never played at another team. I didn't know what that was like. So when you coming from another team, they would tell us these stories. And Rison, we wanted to know about, rest in peace, TLC, because he was dating Left Eye.
Yeah.
And And then Desmond, I want to hear, do people, Wisconsin, do they really hate Michigan? Do y'all really hate Ohio State? I thought it was like made up. These stories, and then the pranks were just made people rush to the locker room. It was just so much fun. It was like, okay, rookies had to sing and get donuts. Most of the rookies would not do it. I ain't doing it. I'm a grown ass man. I used to say, where I get the donuts from? Where do you go? And Tim Harris had me pick his kids up. Tim Harris was big. Number 97, nicest guy. My first 2 years before he left. Rook, I'm gonna be late to pick the kids up. Go pick them up. I said, well, they're not gonna give me your kids? Oh, I already called. And he gave me keys to his Porsche. The fuck? You don't have car seats in a Porsche? No, they're not little kids. They're big. I said, oh, because I ran back in. Where are the car seats? No, go pick the kids up. So I loved him because nobody gives you a rookie keys to a $100,000 Porsche. But he kept looking out there and I couldn't move it because I couldn't drive stick shift. So the guys are like, dude, I said, no. Who does a manual? And so I'm so glad social media was not out. Because that would have been
you guys would have gotten in trouble.
Oh, what? Yeah, because all this stuff would have been filmed. It would have been big time. But when we went from 95 on, the togetherness, the pranks was next level. 94 and back from 90 was just ordinary pranks. But because we used to have guys that play cards, and we would take the 2s and the 4s out. So they're like looking through the deck and like, where are the 2s and the 4s? Man, I don't know. And they just see me over there turning purple laughing. Like, LeRoy knows. He probably didn't do it, but he knows because he's so nosy. But when, we put that group together, Earl Dodson, George Koontz, Robert Brooks, we were so tight, man. When you enter the building, swipe your key card, one team, one dream. That's it. It's about the company. When you come in 3 Sheeps, it's about 3 Sheeps. So Grant, LeRoy, it's about that company. If you swipe your key card and it turns red, don't let you in, your ass just got cut or traded. Get his card. Get his ass the hell out of here. No, we'll send you your stuff. But we were really tight, and I wasn't surprised when we started winning.
Speaking of 3 Sheeps, you guys teamed up on a new beer.
We did.
Not a new beer, a beer that's been absolutely booming since its launch last January. Wisconsinitis, and LeRoy is just riding the coattails of it right
That's
now.
a fact.
Yeah. So Grant, can you tell us a little bit about Wisconsinitis and how you two came together for this partnership?
Oh, you bet. Yeah,
and I'm a big fan of it as well.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we launched Wisconsinitis last January, and it was just kind of that right beer for what people are looking for. Easy drinking ale, good for any occasion. Kind of it just fit right in with what we wanted for Wisconsin. Something you can use at a tailgate, wedding, whatever you're up to. And the branding just kind of kept growing. People were jumping on our philosophy of just like, Wisconsin's great. It's amazing. Like, we live here, we love it. We're not leaving. And we started to think about trying to find some like-minded individuals, not at the brewery, of who else has a good story, who else shares this sentiment with us. And LeRoy was at the top of our list, and
good. There shouldn't be nobody else.
No. And so that's where we were excited. We reached out. We weren't sure what would happen, and right away we got a response. And since then, I've no looking back, no regrets. It's been a lot of fun.
I took a tour to meet some of your people, amazing people.
Great people up there.
Well, and I didn't tell you,
great people.
I was feeling guilty during that tour because he had a set amount of time. And he stopped and talked to everybody, wanted to know what they did, had a conversation, and it just kind of reaffirmed everything. Like he cared. He wanted to know what our group was up to and what we were about. And yeah, it was a fun day, very fun day.
Because most time I go to these factories where the guy gives the tour knows nothing about how it was put together, the founder, the cousin, and that nothing. He's just reading off a script. It was refreshing to meet some of the people. I think they were shocked too that I was talking to them. I'm like, yeah, I know Grant, but I want to meet you guys because the people who are working in there, we rely upon them and respect them because they're making a product that they stick their chest out and they're proud of. And to me, the reason why it was amazing because Sheboygan is an untapped, no pun intended, market of economic booming, using your word booming.
Booming.
Because it's growing fast. And we did our first video for content, one of a million that we're doing, is I like that Grant allowed me to be me in the script. There's no script. So we did our first video, and I was saying there's no cure for Wisconsinitis. Because people hear like itis, like you got crabs or something. Never had crabs. But I'm
sure.
I don't know which is worse.
Hopefully not.
I don't think VD and gonorrhea, is that worse than crabs? Can we ask Cody that question?
Cody, our crabs expert, what is the worst? No comment. All right. I was just joking. Cody does not have crabs either, like any of us.
Yeah, with Cody, gonorrhea sounds so disgusting.
I agree.
It's like if you gotta get a shot for it, it's like crabs. Don't you just go sit in somebody's pool? Allegedly, I don't know. But
Or right on Lake Michigan in Sheboygan. It's beautiful.
I love this guy. Oh, that's gonna be so funny. But the Wisconsinitis, when I said there's no cure for it, my neighbor he's 84 years old, he's Greek. My other neighbor is 81, he's Italian, and we argue about olive oil. Like, I said, y'all try this. And they loved it. Because they have no filter. They're like grandkids. They'll just say, this crap. I don't like it. Because they probably been drinking something else, but they were familiar with Three Sheeps, though. That brand is growing. And that's why I leaned into it and said, you know what? This is going to be fun. So when you see that video, I just did that. I call it one take Jake. Just do it.